one last video to finish the thoughts I was putting out yesterday on the evil problem. When I was talking about the crucifixion, how that was in the same act the most evil and wicked thing, but also the best and goodest thing. It was the fulfillment of the law. You know, that was when the law had fully fulfilled its purpose in making man, or the specific group of the Jews and Hebrews, as wicked as they could be. So wicked, in fact, that this dude came along who fulfilled the law. He kept the law, he was the embodiment of the law, and they still killed him. It was showing the law for the catch-22 situation it was. A fucked if you do and a fucked if you don't. Because like I say, if you're keeping the law, you're being a fake. And God asks you to love him. It says one of the main commandments, isn't it? So somebody comes up to Jesus and says to him, what's the main commandment? And he says to love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your mind and all your soul. How are you going to do that? And that's why most people think worship is just speech. Oh God, I love you. Yes, you in the highest, Lord, who created everything. Oh, I applaud you. Because it's something you can do. You can make any sounds you want with your mouth. Pretty easy. But you can't choose. You can't just love God. You can't just do that. You can't go from a state of being dissatisfied with your existence to a state of being satisfied with it like that. You can't. It's not a switch you can switch. It's like the free will thing. If you had free will, if you had power over your choice, you'd choose to be happy all the time, and you would be happy all the time. But you're not, and that's because you're not free. Because you're not free in the free will sense. And it's why, like I was talking to my good friend Inner Vision, or Innerstanding, that's it. And he was quoting from the Quran, talking about how the Quran says if you look to the east, the north, the west, the south, you'll always see the face of God, and how that's pointing towards non-duality. And then a Muslim friend of his said that, oh no, what they mean by that is that no matter what direction you pray to, you're praying to God. So they take this really grand, awesome story, and they replace it with this fetid kind of superficial shit, which is just, look, this is what it means. That's what I'm going to bow to. That's what, and it's self-centered. That's the funny thing. It's about what I do, the direction I pray to. Yeah. So and that's the crucifixion was a meeting point between those dualities in the very instance of it happening, because it was the final seal upon the fate of the law as well. It was the law had reached its fulfillment. It had fully and graphically shown the catch-22 nature of itself, and then so it was evil what the Jews did to Jesus. They putting him on the cross and nailing him there and killing him. It was utterly wicked, but at the same time it was utterly good, because it was bringing to a close the law. It's showing the effect of the law, of the command. And it was the point at which God forsook the law. In AD 70 he made it impossible to keep the law by destroying the Jewish temple, and that's what that was pointing to. And that was actually the second coming of Jesus, as Jesus called it, his parousia. Oh, parousia, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I ain't Greek. Yeah. So that's pretty much it on that subject. And then of course, like, Jesus was resurrected, and it was like God, it was like the God of the law, the God of the Torah, the kind of legalistic, oh you naughty boy, God, was crucified on the cross. And then look, this is the real situation, this is the real deal. God came about. I need to poo. Should not have ate that chicken tikka masala. Yeah, when he was resurrected, it was without the law, and in Colossians it talks about the law being nailed to the cross, and how all authorities and kind of hierarchies and that were just made a show of. They were made a mockery of. Yeah, that's it for today. I'm gonna rapidly get home and extrude some excrement out of my arsehole. Goodbye.